Welcome to another episode of Technical Earth Syndicate, where we're here to inspire, inform, and entertain you. I'm your host, Michael Buffington, and as always, we have Chris Stewart and Alan Gray with us.
Hello.
Woo!
Yeah.
Did you guys have a good 4th of July?
I had an amazing 4th of July.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
We didn't have any fireworks, though, so I guess it wasn't that amazing.
Yeah, there's been a lot of burn bans everywhere. I'm actually surprised where I'm at. They didn't have a burn ban, so...
Well, it didn't stop a lot of people here. You still see people lighting fireworks off, so we'll see.
America!
Yeah.
They just do what they want.
Yeah, we actually didn't get to see the fireworks because everyone had to get up early today, so
Yeah.
kind of stunk. But yeah, we went to Cracker Barrel and just kind of ate. And Alan, you had like a barbecue, didn't you?
Yep, turkey burgers and swim in the pool and, you know.
Yeah.
Amy and I just watched Team America.
America! Yeah! That's how I'm going to go with that. Good movie. All right, we're going to be doing gaming news with a discussion about the Source Filmmaker and upcoming games and tech. Also, we got a special with Alan's Tech Corner about rocket fuel, correct, Alan?
Yep, rocket fuel.
All right, cool.
Gaming and tech news.
All right, you guys got to see that Valve released the Source Filmmaker, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah. It's
Very
exciting
cool.
stuff.
Now, I haven't got into the beta, and I don't know anybody else with the beta because they've been slowly handing those out. But I do want to talk about what this thing is capable of and what people are going to be probably using it of. And there's already been a bunch of videos recently that people are just kind of testing out the TF2 skins and everything. Basically, the Source Filmmaker is going to be a new revolution of recording in-game footage and editing it and you name it. So basically, when Valve released this, it's if anybody's messed with the Hammer engine, which is Valve's Source engine in a sense, it's like Hammer's Studio is the what's it called? It's the game development engine that you use for Portal, Left 4 Dead, Half-Life, all that kind of stuff. So it has all the models, all the terrain, everything, the textures. So people have been using that for the longest time to develop mods for Half-Life, Left 4 Dead, you name it. And we've played some pretty cool mods of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, that was really fun.
That was fun.
There's a bunch of cool things. Now, the Source Filmmaker takes it into a new direction with development. They're letting us and also anybody interested in using the Source Filmmaker to edit their own films. And I'm not talking about using fraps to record, 2D planes, whatever. Basically, with the Source Filmmaker, you can be in the game and you can warp in and out of it. Kind of like, did anybody mess with that Portal Chamber Maker, whatever it was?
Yeah, I messed around with it a little bit. It was really cool.
That actually has a connection of Hammer Studio, and it dives right into it, and you get to create a simple room using the Hammer Studio within the game, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So basically, what the Source Filmmaker is going to be the same thing. Like basically, like on the Portal, you could just develop your room. You did that, Chris, right?
Yeah.
And then warp directly into your game and test out your chamber you made. Now, with the Source Filmmaker, you can actually go in the game and select different models and actually have them go in first-person mode like you're playing TF2, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you show, like, on the video, they were showing, like, the guy play as a scout, and he ran while he was recording, and he set up different camera angles, just like what you would do on a real set, like a real film set. It's basically your own film set, but it's all digital, and you get to set up the terrain, the level, you could just set up a little box, like how the film studios do, like little sets and everything like that.
Yeah, the amount of freedom you get in this is just, it's amazing just how much stuff you can do with it. And
Right.
It's definitely a lot of technical stuff. So it's not something you're going to be able to pick up and, make awesome videos right away.
Right.
It takes some work,
But they do let you do it pretty freely and easier because there's tutorials for it. They make it kind of simple, but not completely simple. It's still pretty hardcore. Anybody that knows anything about animation will realize that you're still doing a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
But they made it a lot easier. They put your voice and say, I'm talking right now, my voice will be put onto a mouth and it will be synced up to the character, like let's say the Heavy. And my voice will be I'll be the Heavy with my voice. So you can do that, and it'll auto sync it. That way, you don't have to animate it frame by frame by frame like you used to with say game development and everything. Which this is for filmmaking. So it just the possibilities of this are going to be endless, man. You're going to see some really cool stuff. I mean, I already saw what was it the pyro was unmasked, and it was someone was like, "Oh, the pyro's being unmasked," and everyone clicked the link thinking, "Oh, they would see the inside his mask," but it was really like the Half-Life 3 box, and it was like, "Oh." Now this was a fan making it.
Then it opened up and it was Left 4 Dead 3 inside.
Yeah, it was really funny. So people are doing some really cool things with it. I've seen some really weird things too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when on the beta right now, they actually let you use the Meet the Heavy video that they developed it in, and you can actually edit the Meet the Heavy video again, however you want. You can add stuff, and that's what people have been doing to test out and learn. Mm-hmm. So they don't just dump you into this thing not knowing anything. They actually give you some guidance with something that they already created. So now, I haven't seen anybody import any Left 4 Dead stuff or Half-Life stuff, but I did see someone imported a Batman character in and did something weird with that. This is going to be the new form of entertainment, I think, for gaming anyways, because there are so many talented people that are already making TF2 videos and everything like that, and they're doing it all by hand and also in Hammer Studio. This gives you plenty of freedom not to do that anymore and an easier way of doing it. So
yeah, pretty soon we're going to be seeing all kinds of like really talented people showing up with doing stuff like the Meet the Team videos that Valve did. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
I don't know when this is actually coming out. They haven't announced it, but they are in beta right now, and it's in beta right now. I don't know how many they're handing out each week, but they said it's only a handful.
Yeah. If you're interested in getting into the beta, go to sourcefilmmaker.com, and on the right side of the page, you'll see a button that says apply for free invite. Just do that and put in your information, and hopefully you can get picked. And
they also have all their videos on that page too.
Yeah.
And you can do yourself a favor before you jump into it. Definitely watch all those tutorial videos. You'll actually have a more understanding of it, but you'll also be very confused. Especially if you're a hands-on person like me. I like to watch the videos while I'm doing it, and then I learn that way. So if you're interested in developing your own films with the Source engine using TF2 models, everything, just go for it, man. All right, next up, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 pre-order bonuses now include Nuketown 2025. The first wave was like a prestige token or something if you pre-order it from like GameStop or Best Buy and Amazon and stuff like that. So they're doing like little wave things. I think they did this last time with Black Ops as well. I'm not too sure.
So if you order between certain time periods, you get certain things.
Right.
Or is it compounded? Like, say I ordered in the first wave, do I get Nuketown and the prestige token, or do I get the Nuketown?
I don't know that, and I hope so. But I'm guessing if you get, Elite or something when the game comes out, I'm guessing you'll get all that anyways.
Yeah. So Left 4 Dead 2 players are going to be able to, well, console players anyway, they're going to be able to play the Cold Stream campaign pretty soon. This July, actually. They're going to be coming out with that on the 24th for the 360 and probably PS3 later on.
Right.
Not sure.
Now, Cold Stream is actually in beta still on the PC, and they haven't really updated it. So I'm guessing that's a wide release. July is going to be, or later on this month, is going to be a full-on Cold Stream campaign for PC and also the consoles.
Yeah, I hope they've improved it, because I know it was pretty strange last time I did it. It was not very well.
It wasn't developed. It was like they kind of just dropped in there. Here, try this out. Yeah, we're not going to touch it though.
Yeah. Well, for all you fans of Final Fantasy, the most beloved one ever is coming back to PC. Final Fantasy 7 will be released on PC. There's no date on it yet, but it does include some achievements. No telling if they're going to be Steam achievements or what type of achievements, but it does include achievements. So most of the information we have comes from a European website right now. So we'll wait and see exactly what's going to happen with it.
It's actually Square Enix European, their European website of Square Enix.
Yeah.
And they actually do have a trailer out there announcing the digital copy of it. Just no date. And no idea what it's going to be on. It might be using Steam. It could be using anything. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
No information, but there's a trailer out there. So look it up, and it is official. I know last time in our show we did talk about it, and it was a rumor at that point. So,
Okay.
All right, Star Wars KOTOR 1 and 2 bundle coming out this summer, listed on Amazon for what, $19.99? So $20. Now, what is that going to be having? Is it just a re-release of it or what?
Yeah, I think it's just like a bundle pack that you can buy of the those two games. Like I know they have the first one on Steam and the second one, or just the first one.
I bet you Origin's gonna get those up.
Yeah, probably. Well, PlayStation Plus subscribers have some new games to pick up for free in July. The same ones from last month are still there: Infamous 2, Little Big Planet 2, Saints Row. But they got some new ones in there. They got Gotham City Imposters, that weird Counter-Strike Batman game. Renegade Ops, and Pac-Man Championship Edition DX, which is really fun. I've been waiting for that one to go on sale for a long time.
Yeah, I actually downloaded all those last night. I haven't got to try them out yet, though.
And the Pac-Man game is insane. It's like being on acid.
It sounds terrifying.
Definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun.
I have seen somebody play that before, and it's like really trippy colors, all this weird stuff going on. I have no idea, but yeah, it's video game acid.
Okay, well there's some information here, half rumor, half confirmed, that there is going to be a new console called Ouya. Ouya, it's Ouya. Ouya? I don't know. It's going to be an Android base. There's a lot of information about it being free games, like either free to play with microtransactions or just free games you download. It looks to be interesting. We'll have to wait and see exactly what it is. The big thing for it is it's supposed to be $99, and there's an Xbox co-creator backing it. So we'll have to see how.
You think that it's going to be like playing like some of the phone games and everything? Because like I talked about, I think in our last podcast, like Apple is going to be introducing Game Center. No, it was a couple podcasts ago, but a Game Center on Mac, and they're going to be porting over some of those iPad games and stuff like that. So I wonder if they're going to be doing that with this Android console, maybe.
It
for
might
Android
be.
games.
I mean, I know when you go to Google, they have a Google Play site, which kind of feeds over into Android phones and stuff. So maybe that's what it's going to do. Maybe it's going to play those. But if it's going to play those, not all of those are free. And they're kind of like Facebook games. So we'll have to see what they are.
Sony plans to acquire a cloud gaming service called, what is it,
Gaikai.
Gaikai. There we go. And they offered, I think, was it $380 million. So I really don't know what that's about. Now, pretty much it's a solid deal. Now, that company is actually going to be not just exclusive for PlayStation. They said they're going to be exclusive for other ones, and there was no other news about it. But I saw an interesting article about that. So we actually may be headed to the cloud gaming era. Now, this company was pretty cool because, like, it doesn't require a lot to stream their games. I actually went to their site and streamed Alan Wake on there and played the first 30 minutes of Alan Wake streaming it. Now, the quality was okay because I don't have the best bandwidth, but I'm guessing if you have 20 megs, 30 megs and or higher, you're going to get HD quality. I mean, it looks just like you were playing on a console or a PC. So
bandwidth is the major limiting factor for it. If you don't have good bandwidth, it just won't run. It'll just tell you, sorry, you can't get enough bandwidth. Go away.
So I'm wondering how Sony will handle that.
Yeah.
Were these full games that you were streaming, or were they just demos? Because I think I read they only streamed like demos, so you could...
they were full games. Apparently, you could buy them or something like that. I think it was more of a test thing, but yeah, it was the full game. It was just, you could only play 30-minute chunks of it.
Right.
So, but it was legit, dude. There was menus, there was everything. I could even use my Xbox controller to play on it. So.
Yeah, this could be interesting for PS3 specifically because, when you try to download a demo on there, it's just massive, huge downloads. And so something like this would be really cool so you don't have to download massive like demo files and clog up your hard drive. You can just stream it from there to get a taste of the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
So could be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with it. All right, so Seth Killian, who a lot of the Street Fighter players know, he's a pretty big name in the fighting game industry. He recently left Capcom, as most of you probably know, and he's just recently joined Santa Monica Studio with Sony. They work on the God of War games and such.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, he's going to be the lead game designer for their whole external group. And they do games. They work with Queasy Games. They did Sound Shapes. They have that game company. They did Flower and Journey. And they're also working with Superbot Entertainment, who was working on PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Yeah, he's one of the fighting specialists for fighting games usually. Well, at Capcom he was. I think they were saying that he was going to be kind of the fighting specialist for the PlayStation All-Stars game as well.
Yeah, it's going to be
a little bit of feedback.
It's going to be really interesting to see what he brings to the table with that game. I'm pretty excited.
Okay, so High Moon Studios is purportedly working on a new Marvel game. They're saying they're going to go to, what was the con they were going to go to?
Comic-Con?
Comic-Con. They were going to go to Comic-Con, and there's going to be an announcement about it. A lot of people think it could be Avengers. So that'll be interesting to look at and see what we get.
Now, Marvel's supposed to be making like a free-to-play MMO we talked about a few podcasts back, too.
Yeah. And there's actually going to be a whole like panel at Comic-Con devoted to just Marvel games. And there's going to be the possible Avengers game, and then there's going to be the Marvel MMO.
Could be a cool 2 years of Marvel games finally. So
And High Moon Studios was the one who did Fallout Cybertron.
Yes.
So,
those
like
games are amazing.
Yeah, you might want to look into this. So.
And for our tech news, Microsoft did announce that Windows 8 Pro, the upgrade, I'm going to make sure you know that is an upgrade, not the full copy that you could get at the store, like a physical copy that you can load over and over and over. $39.99, and that's the price tag for the digital copy of it. Now, they did say something about paying $15 shipping to have a backup disk, so, you can reload your system as many times you want, I guess. I don't know. But it's digitally $39.99, and at a store, you can pick it up for $69.99, a packaged DVD at the store. So it's kind of, if you want to buy it retail still, go for it. If you want a digital copy, you can throw it on a thumb drive for all you care. I mean, Mac has actually been going along with that, so I think Windows is getting on that as well. Digital OSs. And that's only going to be for a limited time. That's only going to be going through whenever it releases till January 31st, 2013. So, and after that, they said it's going to be regularly priced. And, Microsoft, they charge a bunch for their OSs. So, but I mean, this is a pretty good deal. Windows 8 Pro and $39.99 for digital. I will most likely get it. I buy every copy of Windows when it comes out, or I can, try to get it for free, either way. And by free, I mean winning a contest, not stealing it.
Of course not.
Of course.
Actually, Windows 7, I actually got a free copy of that when it came out by, I think, what was it? It was some site that actually was offering, testing out Windows 7 and all this other stuff. So I got a free copy of Ultimate. So
I got me a free copy of Pro because I'm a computer science student, and they let you into Microsoft Student Developer Association, which gives you free Microsoft programs.
And Chris actually had to buy his copy.
Yeah.
Didn't you get the military discount, or were you not in the military then?
No, I was in the military, but I don't know. I guess they didn't pay tax because I got it at the exchange. So
yeah.
Okay.
Usually you get a military discount, it's like $20 off or something.
Yeah, they do it pretty cheap at the base exchange. So
yeah.
Alan's Tech Corner.
Okay, first of all today, I just want to give an honorable mention to the Higgs Boson. It's everywhere in the news, so if you don't know about it, you've been living under a rock. Just
Alan,
go look it
please
up.
explain it to me.
It's over my head. It's particle physics. It scares me.
It is pretty cool. You should definitely go check it out. There's been a lot of news about it, so definitely go check it out.
Yeah, they're still only 99.999% sure they found it, but that's pretty close. So look it up if you want to know more about it. But today, what I really want to talk about, there's been a lot of information about space travel, that kind of stuff right now. A lot of stuff about rockets, ships, and I've seen a lot of people commenting that they're polluting with the fuels and stuff. And I thought they weren't. I thought they were all using hydrogen and stuff. So I wanted to look it up, and I wanted to explain it to y'all what they actually use. But what I found is there's three main types of fuel: petroleum, cryogenic fuels, and hypergolic fuels. Okay. So I just want to go over these a little bit. I'm not going to go too far deep into them. If you really want to go really deep with them, you need to be a chemical engineer. Half the stuff I found I didn't understand. So first of all, petroleum fuels. In America, we use kerosene more often than not, and they call it RP-1. I don't really know why, but they do. I guess to make it sound better than kerosene. Basically, with rocket fuels, you have to have an oxygen or an oxidizer and your fuel. And the reason why you have to have both is because when you have no atmosphere up in space, you got to be able to burn stuff.
Right.
So you got to give oxygen to the system. So when using this kerosene, you usually use liquid oxygen. Okay. It has considerable less power than cryogenic fuels, but it's generally actually better than the hypergolic fuels. And that's what they say. I don't know. I'm not a chemical engineer. Pretty much in 1957, the United States made a standardized version of kerosene for rockets because they needed something that was less put out less soot and less other
less pollutant, right?
Pollutant, yes, exactly. Less pollutant on the system because it destroyed the engines. And still, the kerosene burning engines are pretty much horrible. They pretty much die real quick, so they're not that often. A couple vehicles, space vehicles, these were used on. They were used on Atlas and Delta II launch vehicles. They also powered the first stages of Saturn B or 1B and Saturn V rockets.
Huh.
Okay. Now we're going to move on to cryogenic, which basically is really, 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 really cold stuff. These are liquefied gases stored at sub-zero temperatures. These things are cold. There's difficulty in storing these things, so they're not used very often for stuff like military rockets. Because a military rocket, you have the idea that this is going to launch anytime, day or night. It's got to be ready to launch. So if you have to spend a lot of money storing super cold chemicals, it doesn't work out too well. Right. So usually the most common of these is liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen together, which if you know anything about hydrogen and oxygen, that just creates water vapor, which means this is pretty much eco-friendly. So this is where I'd like to see us go, but let's continue on and you'll find out more about it. These were used in the high efficiency main engines of the space shuttle. They were used in upper stages of the Saturn V and Saturn 1B rockets. They're also used as the Centaur upper stage, and the United States' first liquid hydrogen rocket was the Centaur, and that was done in 1962. So
it's amazing how far we go back with some of this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Now they also do liquid methane sometimes. Liquid methane is higher performing than liquid nitrogen, but it has less volume. So that means you have less weight to carry.
Right.
And a lot of people think future missions to Mars would most likely use methane. And if you know anything about methane, we can harvest it from cow poop. So methane's easy to get. They tried liquid fluorine, but fluorine is highly toxic, and it usually reacts very violently with almost anything. So pretty much they're just they're using methane and hydrogen mostly with the cryogenic fuels.
And you get some cows in space.
Yeah, exactly. Take some cows up there, make a little farm, and suck the methane off, and you have free heat.
We're gonna have to worry about space hippies again.
Yeah, we would have to worry about space hippies. You would bring the cow, the majestic cow. Okay.
Onward.
Yes. Hypergolic fuels. These are kind of cool. Basically, you mix these two chemicals together, and they spontaneously combust.
Right.
So with these, they're very easy to start an engine. And that makes them very ideal for space because you just put them together and boom, you get a rocket.
Okay.
They commonly include. Now, here are some names that I'm going to have trouble saying. Chemical engineers, please forgive me. Hydrazine, monomethyl hydrazine, and unsymmetrical dimethyl hydrazine. I think I did those actually fairly well.
You did good.
Yeah. I actually had to work with hydrazine in Korea. They use them in the F-16 jets.
Oh, okay.
Really nasty stuff. Don't ever let it get on you.
And those are the most common types they use that are hypergolic. And let's see, the unsymmetrical dimethyl hydrazine is used most often because it's even though it's the least efficient because it doesn't freeze as easily. So you're better off in space with it where it's cold. Usually they use nitric tetroxide or nitric acid as the oxidizer. And the Titan family of launch vehicles used this in their second stage. The Delta II rockets used it as well. It's also used in a lot of the orbital maneuvering systems, the space shuttle orbiter, and it was used in the reaction control system of the orbiter. Even though the space shuttle orbiter is kind of shut down now. So
now all three of these fuel systems they use regularly for.
Yeah, these are the three most common types. This is what they use more commonly.
And there's probably some more right out there. Or?
There's two other types. There's solid propellants, which is just what you would think. It's like packed gunpowder type of deal, but it's not gunpowder. It's much more sophisticated nowadays.
Okay.
But then hybrid is like they mix a couple of these together. And of course, the kerosene, the petroleum, is not used very often because it does destroy engines very quickly. So most spacefaring nations don't use it at all. Normally, we use the hydrogen or the hypergolic.
Oh, okay.
Hydrogen or hypergolic. So that gives you an idea of what they use and whether or not they're toxic or not. The hypergolic is nasty stuff, as Chris said. So that's the most, uneco-friendly.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Well, I actually had no idea how all this was set up, and it actually makes a lot of sense now. I never really wondered about it, so...
I saw a lot of people who were worried about it, calling it, saying we were polluting and everything, and I was interested to see what we did, because I thought it was all pretty much hydrogen and oxygen, and it really isn't.
I don't know what I'm doing this weekend. What about you guys?
I'm probably working.
I'm going to go swimming some more.
What'd you say, Chris?
So I'm probably working.
Working?
Yeah.
Weekend duty?
So fun.
Yeah, sucks, but you got to do it. But if not, then I'm probably going to be painting my Warhammer dudes.
Warhammer! I'm actually waiting for some board games I'm supposed to be getting on Monday, so I actually have to wait through the weekend going, I want to play them. It's like some, I bought, Munchkin Deluxe, and then I bought a D&D Ravenloft board game, which should be pretty fun. So
Munchkin is hilarious. It's basically a Dungeons and Dragons card game, and you don't have to use your imagination. It's a lot of fun.
They even give you a little board and little figurines, and you have to kick down doors and kill everything.
Mm-hmm. And you can backstab your friends if you're the thief. You could
you can actually screw your friends over. It's so awesome.
But you have to help each other too. It's like this slightly co-op, slightly against each other type of deal.
It's a love-hate relationship.
It is.
Well, I'm actually interested to see all your painted figurines, Chris, the Warhammer ones.
Yeah, I've got one of them. I don't think I posted it on the actual show site. I got it on my Facebook page. I got one of them painted, so I'm going to get the rest of them done pretty soon.
That'd be awesome. Once you get all of them done, just go through and go on the video and show everybody. And kind of explain the game a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, you can follow us all on Twitter. Mine is mbufftes.
Hit me up at cstewtes.
Hey, great TES.
Yeah. iTunes, Facebook, YouTube. What else? Steam. We're on all those things. Look it up. Just Technical Earth Syndicate. Please look us up. Add us. Subscribe. Comment. Whatever.
Tell us what you think.
Yeah.
We're always open.
And with Steam, you can game with us and maybe win some prizes. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So, thanks for everyone for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
As we end today's episode, yes, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Emerald Coast Productions, and you listeners. If you have any rants, comments, or questions about our show, please email me, crazy guy, at techearthsyndicate@gmail.com. Yes, and remember, if you're going out this weekend to a club or to a party, yes, make sure you have a designated driver. No drunk driving on my watch. You enjoy your weekend. Yes. This is Technical Syndicate signing off.